So we're just kind of the same as last year, huh?
Maybe. Maybe. And tell me if this sounds familiar. After the game, Sturm said, and I quote, "My grinders were the best players again, and if your grinders are the best players and not my best players, we're gonna be in trouble."
Wow. Dude really likes to grind.
Don't do that. And no. Dude,
Huh?
he's saying the fourth line was the best line, and if the grind line...
Grind.
No. He's saying if the line designated to grind out possessions is your best line, then you're not going to win a lot of games. Which is very similar to what Monty and Sacco both said last year.
Wow.
Wow, that's similar, or...
We hire coaches who really like to grind.
Oh my god. Low quality fans of a high quality Bruins team. I took my whole head out of the camera. Whoops. That is not a dub. That's not a dub. That's not even close to a dub. Actually, what were the final shot counts here? 38-14. Half our shots came in the first period. It was rough. Oh no. At least we set expectations before the season started, right? Look, I'm not going to let this completely just demolish any hope I had about the year, but this was the game that was like, okay, this reminds us a lot of last year in a lot of different ways, but also it really highlighted the talent gap and particularly the speed gap between top teams and us, which we'll talk plenty about. I do want to point out real quick, just because it's the beginning of the video, and typically more people see this part, I am in Seattle for the next week, like 8 days, something like that. So I, starting on Tuesday, don't know what games I'll be able to watch, which kind of sucks because obviously Tuesday's a big game with Florida. It's also a work conference, and I'm in kind of like marketing stuff, so like a lot of the events are at night that I'm actually going up there for. So this is just, I don't know what I'm going to get to watch, unfortunately. I am going to a Kraken game while I'm up there, though, so that should be fun. But I genuinely don't know what the channel is going to look like over the next week. I will do my best, though. Let's chat a little bit. Colorado is great, and they have great players, and really the only thing people seem to be talking about with them right now, because they're mostly healthy and whatnot, is... are they going to trade Marty Nachos, or are they going to hold on to him the whole year, or are they going to be able to extend him? How much money would they give him, especially refusing to give Rantanen $12 million? I don't know. The guy's lighting it up. He's on one of my fantasy teams. No one cares. But there's just not a lot of drama or really intrigue in Colorado right now, outside the fact that they're really fun to watch. But if you're a fan of that team, you're kind of like, okay, stay healthy, get to the playoffs. Let's see. For the Bruins, obviously, little different of a scenario. The lineup for us tonight is going to be largely scrambled. So Sturm's got it. Zacha, Elias, Pasternak, Geeky, Middlestat, Asimont, Jeannot, Mitten, Arvidsson, Beecher, Corrali, Kostelic, Lohrei, McAvoy, Hampus, Peak, and then Zadorov, Jokiharju with Swayman in net. Hampus returns. Fairly quiet in this game. I guess everyone was. Pretty much everyone was. Good game by Beecher, though, and Swayman. Usually I have a portion of this video where I, talk about themes and things like that. I'm going to be honest, my body language isn't great after that one. That was a tough watch for a lot of it. They didn't fold. They didn't really stop skating. We are going to talk about something that I saw that brought forward a little bit of concern late in the game. There's a couple performances I want to talk about, but yeah, I am worried. A big reason I feel like last year got as bad as it did is because the players just weren't giving 100%. They just couldn't find it within themselves to try to push for that extra gear. And the fear for this season is how quickly, if the wheels come off early, how quickly does that descent start, and do they just start giving up on games? So I want to have that conversation here shortly. Like, comment, subscribe. Nailed it. And check out the Discord if you want to, and the membership program if you want to, and the Short Shift podcast if you want to. Let's talk about the shame. The shame. Let's talk about this shame, shall we? Puck drops. We keep scoring the first goal. And I said a few games ago, I think I said a few games ago in a video, that last year we would score the first goal and it would be the only goal we'd score, or we wouldn't really shoot again for the next 20 minutes or something along those lines, which was very concerning to me. And so, like, I didn't want to see that continue. And now we're getting back to that, which is really bothering me, that we score the first goal and then nothing else the entire game. So we're 3-11 in, and this is an awesome play by McAvoy, who, I mean, gets to benefit from a fourth line that is putting a ton of pressure on. They get a scoring chance from McAvoy in the slot initially. The puck gets moved to the point. He does a nice little skating over there, launches it. The rebound goes over to the left wall. But the rebound off that shot is going to be received by the Avalanche first, but Beecher is going to rush over. He's going to force a turnover. The puck is pushed back to Lohrei at the left point, who has a clever pass to get around a defenseman back to McAvoy, who's closer to the right point. And McAvoy loads up big time. Everyone falls for this. But he's got Beecher coming from the left wall, a perfect gap, and this is a slap pass to Beecher, who makes no mistake on the wide open net, and it's 1-0. First of all, that's got to feel great for Beecher. He gets back in the lineup. We've talking all year about how his job is up for grabs and the concerns with him and his development. He comes in, and within 4 minutes of the first game he's in, he scores a goal. That does a lot for a player. Hopefully, he can help build off of that. 4 minutes in to the game, a 2-on-1 with Pasta. And I think it was Pasta and Zaka, and they just passed back and forth with each other until they got so close to Wedgwood that he was able to grab the puck. Every chance these guys have to shoot, that they get a clean look at the goaltender, they need to take it. They need to. Because losing chances like this with oversharing is just killing us. And by us, I mean the fans. 7:08 in, Pasternak with a brutal turnover. And there's the picture of the turnover first, because I think that's important. He accepts the puck in the neutral zone, and then he actually loops back to reset the rush, but then just tries to spin and chuck the puck up ice. And I see the play he's trying to make. He's trying to get the puck to Elias, I believe, through the center of the ice. But it gets deflected, and it turns into a McKinnon breakaway. And I'm not going to get mad at Swayman here. That was filthy. The moves, everything. My God. There are certain people with breakaways where you're not really going to blame the goaltender. I don't care how much they make. So it's 1-1. See, you're 4 minutes after you score that goal. You're like, okay, tie game again. Great. But, like, we're in this. And then 9:38 left. The Avs win a face-off on the right circle of our zone. The puck is moved back to Manson, who just loads up and hammers this low blocker. There's a moving screen in front of Sway. I'm not sure how quickly he even gets a chance to see this. And the only reason we're in our zone still is because we keep turning the puck over and extending their chances in the offensive zone. We should have been up ice several different times before this faceoff even happens, but we keep turning it over. They get another scoring opportunity. Puck either gets deflected out or goes in on Swayman, and he makes a stop, and then they get another faceoff in our zone. Faceoffs in our zone lead to set plays, and set plays are effective because everyone knows their assignment very quickly. Really annoying when it's just little stuff like that where someone's going to go like, we got to win your faceoffs. No, you got to not give them 6 opportunities to win a faceoff in your zone. That's a little bit of hyperbole, but you know what I mean. Unfortunately for Swayman, the Avs are 2 for 2 right now, meaning they've taken 2 shots and they've scored 2 goals. A 0% save percentage is not going to get the job done for us, but it's really not too much. I'm looking at Swayman through the first 2. 6:08 left. Mitten's going to step on a puck, and they're going to call McKinnon for tripping. So we're going to the power play. Look, I'll take whatever I can get. I don't care. The best chance of the power play was a shorthanded bid by Drury from the center slot. He went high and wide. But we are kind of back. The power play is kind of back. I talked about it for several videos about how they're moving the puck. They're skating around. Colorado's a little different because their penalty kill is so fast. But they're starting to stand still again. and they're starting to just chuck it from the point over and over or throw it into a clogged lane. And these are bad habits just leaking back in really quickly. And of course, I shouldn't have expected just all of that to get eliminated, nor did I expect that. But it was nice to see the change in the power play pace and the movement. Did not see a lot of that in this game. 2:02 left, holding on Mitten. One of a couple penalties he's going to take, and we will kill it. We're going to go to the second period. It's a 1-goal game. You're still in it. You've taken 7 shots. How many shots did they have in the... They took 7. So we both took 7 shots in the first period. Mostly decent effort. The second period is where Colorado really kills other teams. Because Colorado's big thing is speed. I'm going to keep mentioning speed. Part of that is the second period has the long change. And the Bruins already struggle to keep possession and to get the puck in deep, which means Colorado really just has to have one good shift that the Bruins know as soon as they get the puck deep, they have to change out, which gives possession right back to the Avs, and they can play that game an entire period when there's a long change like that, because quick changes just don't exist. And so the reason second periods are so dangerous, the reason that you would really, really prefer a little bit of speed for your team is because they can just grow on that and the momentum builds. When I was new to hockey a long time ago, one of my biggest frustrations was you finally got the puck and you're just going to give it right back up? Yeah, because your line's exhausted. And I never really, it took years for me to have a true understanding of that. When you're a kid, you just think these athletes can go forever. But it really is like that. You finally get the puck, you have to turn it right back over because you simply cannot keep that line out there. It's way too dangerous against this team. So anyway, second period starts, and it's going to be bad. 4:12 in. The Bruins are getting demolished at this point, and it doesn't even look challenging for Colorado, as over and over, they are simply, and I mean this literally, skating by 1 or 2 defenders each time to get a chance at Swayman. The shots are 6-0, 4 minutes into this period. And when I say skate by, I do not mean they're making some crazy move or deking someone's dick off. No, they are simply skating around them. It was a concerning stretch of play. The reason I pointed out 4:12 into the period, though, is because at this moment there is finally a turnover by Colorado, which leads to numbers for the Bruins. And Zacha gets behind his defenseman on the right side through the neutral zone. Pasta has the puck. I wanted to take a picture of this. I could not because ESPN Plus shuts everything down from the stream as soon as you open another piece of software that can collect any sort of imaging. So I can't take a picture of that. And all the pictures that I do have that I can put up are from NHL.com's like replays and things like that. It's just them protecting their product, I guess. So, what I can tell you is Pasta has the puck on the bottom left side of the neutral zone. Zacha's on the top right side behind his defenseman and has a clear breakaway. And Pasta misses him by 3 feet. And that's Pasta. Like, every opportunity that they have, they just shoot themselves in the foot right now. It's pretty tough to watch them attempt anything offensively because they just can't seem to connect. And some of that comes from the speed of Colorado and the pressure they put on. But other parts of that just come from, this is just not a team that communicates super well and connects super well with each other. And we're hoping that Sturm can build that up. That's the point. That's why we got excited about the first 3 games, is there seemed to be some chemistry building. Now, of course, you get against better teams and some of that goes away. So, yeah, that's not totally unexpected. Just a bummer to watch that. 6:40 in. Lindholm's going to go for cross-checking. We're going to go penalty kill. We kill it. 8:26 left. McAvoy's going to go for tripping. Penalty kill. We kill it. 4:20 left. Smoke him if you got him. Another 2-on-1 for the Avs. Lohrei does really well to force a much faster McKinnon to the outside. Honestly, him eliminating one threat was huge with this because it was McKinnon and I'm pretty sure it was Marty Nachos. Both of them probably just could have flown by Lohrei and then had a 2-on-0. So good job by Lohrei here. He has to overcommit to McKinnon, which means McKinnon gets it over to Nachos, who's going to go low glove, but Swayman's there to make the save. And this is what I'm talking about. This is what we talked about last game with McAvoy. Sometimes you got to make a decision of like, my goaltender has to make a save here. I can't I can't prevent this. I got to trust him. I am going to eliminate one threat through and through. Had there been a rebound on that, Lorai was there. So I just think he deserves a little compliment there. 2:07 left. Mitten for high sticking. We're going to the penalty kill. We kill it. The shots were 16-2 in favor of the Avs that period. 16-2. Funner fact, in a worse way, the expected goals for percentage, according to Natural Stat Trick, for each Bruins line. This is for 5-on-5 expected goals for percentage. Top line, 8%. Remember, this is out of 100%. Second line, 0%. Third line, 8%. Fourth line, 27%. 27% was the best goals for percentage. Meaning, analytically, when you take the expected goals scored versus the expected goals allowed, the best line on our team was the fourth line, and they would be outscored 3-1. It's not great. Third period starts. 4:14 in. Bruins can't get off the mat, unfortunately. They haven't gotten a shot to the net yet this period. There's a turnover in the O-zone. Pasta can't handle the puck. Avs transitioned it into our zone. Really nice play here. McKinnon, he's going to pass to Lehkonen, who's back skating over the bottom of the glove side circle and farther, like towards the goal line. I think he gets just to the goal line before. He passes back up to McKinnon, who made his way into that same circle. And it's a one-timer, perfectly placed, high blocker. So good that it's in and out. It's 3-1. Huge bummer. What actually upset me here, obviously them scoring I wasn't jazzed about, because I felt like we could still steal this one. Pastrnak mishandles this puck, and it was a tough puck to handle. And it leads to the transition for the Avs in the first place. McKinnon was his guy structurally. And he's standing right there. And if you are struggling this much to create offense, you have to be perfect in your details defensively. And he's right there, and he doesn't cover McKinnon. And this goes high corner. It's 3-1. And the game feels out of reach. And it's still 16 minutes left, but it feels out of reach because you can't string together any possession in the offensive zone enough to even get a shot, let alone score a goal. It's just a bummer. You have to, your details have to be there if you are struggling on one end. Brutal. The rest of the game is kind of just getting through it. 7:05 in, Manson's going to go for interference. We go to the power play. Nope. And even more damning, outside of the last second bid from Arvidsson off a good bounce, every attempted shot was a pressured point shot. Even the power play was just settling for stuff from the blue line. They couldn't get anywhere near the net. They just couldn't. They were just launching pucks and praying. And I know that's going to be a lot of our offense this year. The man advantage probably shouldn't need to be like that. You have an extra guy. I don't know if you know it. You have an extra guy on the ice for that. You should be able to find someone open that's closer than the blue line. Please. So we're going to continue on. As the penalty expires, the Avs do get possession and launch a 3-on-1 the other way. Hampus breaks that up, and Swayman is able to just barely stop the deflection off of Hampus breaking it up and cover it up. 7:30 left. Zadorov is going to go for goaltender interference. I'm not mad at him for this. This was him fighting his way to the front of the net just to try to make something happen. A lot of respect for that, actually. We kill that one, and then 2:37 left. A full court Nachas empty netter for the 4-1 final. And it was not that close. This game was not that close at all. We do have some game notes here. Probably too many, but I'm going to try to limit this. First of all, I like Arvidsson. I liked the signing because, I liked the trade because it was a nothing trade, right? It was a fifth rounder. Who cares? I know we're going to talk about 6 years ago, a fifth rounder turned into Kaprizov that originally belonged to us, but whatever. It's a fifth rounder. And he has some trigger man upside. The last couple of games, it's been really bad. It's been really, really bad. He can't win a board battle. He's easily knocked off the puck. He mishandles the puck all the time. He has bad turnovers. He gets shots, but most of that is just him. Every time he touches the puck, he just throws it at the net, which is something that I do like about him. But sometimes he looks off plays that are there to do it. It's just a really frustrating watch right now. And beyond all of that, and again, this was kind of the point. He is awful defensively. He single-handedly has given up a lot of scoring chances. I mean, it has been bad. This guy falls down all the time. I liked that trade. It was a low risk, decent upside trade. He might be one of the first people I move out of the lineup with his current play because he gives so much away defensively right now. Just a tough watch. On the other hand, this is a game this is kind of a game note, that truly does show the limitation of our talent versus the top teams. But the other side of this is the Bruins didn't play their system well enough, clearly. But what are you supposed to do when a team is that much faster than you? Like, there's nothing you can do to, like, match it. Which leads to the next point. Sturm is shuffling lines faster now, right? He starts the game by shuffling them from the previous game, and then throughout the game, he's shuffling them left and right. I'm not sure I super agree. I get it. The team doesn't look good and did not look good in this game. So I understand the logic, of course, but there is no combination that just solves the Avs' speed. This team needs to rely on chemistry, communication, and a strong sense of individual duty to the team. I said duty, yes. Maybe he's trying to find that natural chemistry, but I think I prefer just giving them more time to really settle into this. We knew this was going to be a tough start to the season. We were very obviously excited about the 3 games that we won, but it's tough to say, like, hey, we got to keep shuffling guys in and out and switching up these lines. There has to be some sort of cohesiveness for this to work. And if you never let it build up, it's going to be a real challenge to ever see the potential from this team. And maybe this is the potential, obviously. Like, there's a huge variance on what this season really could be. I think I mentioned... one of these notes is about Pasta blowing that defensive assignment on the 3rd goal. Yeah, so I'm just going to move past that. It just bothered me. Final game note. All that being said. Oh, wait. Other game note. Beecher, great effort. He should stay in the lineup for one more game. He earned that. He very clearly earned that to me. We'll move on. All that being said, we have already set expectations for this season, and they were low. And this does fall under those expectations. But what I'm actually concerned about with this game is the final 10 minutes. A group of players, body language, started to get concerning. There were a few players who stopped skating after turnovers. They started turning to the refs during the live play, yelling at them. They would just kind of listlessly skate away from lost board battles rather than pursue them. It's just an acceptance of defeat for some of them. Shoulders down, shrugs, arms up, that kind of stuff. This team, if they're going to do anything this year, and they're going to compete, and they're going to have a system that they want to play, that's unacceptable. We cannot afford that. I don't care what the game looks like. But that's the kind of stuff in the locker room that cannot be tolerated at all. Head down, play the game. I do not care if we're down by 12. Fucking finish the game. Because we can't do... I mean, we can, I guess. We could do a whole season if we had to. But the last 2 months of last season, and really the entirety of last season, we saw this. People just giving up on plays, left and right. That's insulting. That's insulting to the fans. It's insulting to the organization. And it should get you knocked out of the lineup if you do it. And Pasta was one of them who did it a couple times. His was mostly like arms up at the ref, but lazy back skating after a turnover, things like that. Jeannot, which really surprised me, Jeannot was full of it. Last 10 minutes, couple of shifts he had, looked like he was completely dejected. I'm trying to think of who else. I know there's another one, but I can't think of the name right now. But hopefully I'm just being dramatic, and this is not a genuine concern. But it seems like one, and we just can't afford that kind of attitude. If they're going to do anything this year, they have to be bought in. And so Sturm's challenge starts right now in a big way. Can you keep this team locked in? because the vibes are bad, and they should be bad right now. But this team needs to stay focused and see if they can build and create something bigger. Remains to be seen. Go Bees. Go Bees! Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video and joining me as we experience this crazy Bruins season together. The names popping up on your screen now are from the top line tier and the all-star tier of the YouTube membership program for this YouTube channel. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you who help support the channel so that we can do more fun things, and I am always open to more ideas of how I can help give back to those who support the channel. At the end of the day, this channel is always going to be about the community, and I want to continue to grow that way, so please always feel free to reach out with new ideas and fun ways we can expand on this, or if you just need someone to talk to, I'm always here for you guys. Thank you all for your support, and as always, Go Bees!